Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mads, and if you are new here, I am a part-time online reseller. I am a soon-to-be booth operator, and I also resell books on PANGOBOOKS, all while working a full-time government job. Today we're going to be talking about a thrift haul that I got. I went thrifting this morning and got some really awesome things, and I also have a bunch of stuff that my husband actually gave me to resell. So not that long ago, maybe about 2 months ago, we finally were able to buy my husband a truck. And it had a long time coming. We had been saving for a long time and paying off debt and, making sure it was a good financial move for our family. And part of, getting the money to do that was my husband sold his motorcycle. And he had a Harley. And so now he is finally ready. This was like 2 months ago. He's finally ready to sell all of his motorcycle things. So I will also show you all those things that we are going to sell, which hopefully will bring in a decent profit. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. I don't typically show you guys the things that I sell from my home. I typically would just show them in a what sold video, but I think just for the sake of how interesting these things are, I don't know, I feel like I should show them in my haul. They definitely are not mine. My husband has had these things since before we met. He had his motorcycle before we met, and we've been together for about 4 years. Married for 1, but together for 4. So he's finally ready, and we're gonna sell them. The first thing, which I don't know, I think I'm just gonna sell this on Facebook, but it is his motorcycle helmet. And it's a very, very nice one. And it's in pretty good condition. It just does have a scratch on the lens right here. But besides that, it really is in great condition. It is huge. So I'm gonna sell this bad boy probably on Facebook, and then if it doesn't sell on Facebook in a week or 2, I'll post it on eBay. But I just don't know how to package something like that. So anyways, motorcycle helmet. I have done zero research into comps on that because I just don't even know where to start. So that is a project for down the road. It is currently in the death pile. So next we have 2 pairs of Harley Davidson leather riding gloves, which are great. Leather gloves go for a pretty penny, especially, Harley Davidson I'm sure would go for even better. And they're in great condition. My husband didn't ride it a ton. And then once we met and we're spending more time together, he rode it even less. And so it didn't have a ton of miles on it. So a lot of this gear also doesn't have a ton of mileage on the gear either. Next pair of gloves is winterized riding gloves. Body is genuine cowhide leather. Lining is 100% polyester. But they feel like they're filled, but apparently they're not. They're just leather and polyester. So next we have a custom-made leather riding vest. It's very large. My husband used to weigh 60 pounds heavier before we met. And so this is way too big on him now anyway. Ooh, there's something in the pocket. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's his motorcycle insurance card in this pocket. Anyway, so this doesn't fit. It is a custom size though, so he said all the measurements should be listed on the inside somewhere, which I think he was wrong about. So I'm gonna take a lot of measurements on this item, which is fine. It is a size large. It says a size large up here, but then he had it custom tailored. So there will be measurements going on there. We'll be in the death pile for a second. Next, he has this Merlin rider's jacket. It has padding in it. So this is padding. There's padding in the sleeves right here. So I have no idea what these will go for either. Packing this up is going to be a challenge, but I totally think this goes for a profit. This is really, really nice. And it doesn't have hardly any wear on it, and it's green. So I'm hoping to get something good for that. Last but not least is a absolutely stunning Harley Davidson leather jacket, which my husband has had for a long time. And, it's too big now. And B, he doesn't have a motorcycle, so he wants to sell it. So this is her in all her glory. I guess this would be a him. I don't know. Harley Davidson. So excited to sell that one. I think that will definitely go for a marvelous, marvelous profit. If you saw my last video, I recently got a genuine leather suede vintage Polo Ralph Lauren jacket that I listed for $295. I feel like this will be similar. Like, this is definitely gonna sell for like $150 to $250 probably. So excited. Okay, that is everything for things for my husband. Next, we're gonna get into what I actually got at a thrift store. So everything in this bag cost $5, because that's just kind of how this thrift store operates. They just have a blanket pricing. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. This is the first item. I do think I'm going to put this in my booth. It is very on trend for what my booth would hold. It is this little like cap sleeve blouse button up with this embroidered vines and bumblebees. I mean, I just think it is stunning. There is no tag on it at the top, but then it does have a materials tag. Oh, that's right. This is from Romwe. I've heard of this brand before. I don't know anything about it. It's probably fast fashion, but I still think it'd do great in my booth. I paid $5 for it. I'd probably sell it in my booth for like 15 to 20, and that's still a $10 to $15 profit on this. So I'm great with that. And it is 43% linen, so it is a linen blend. If I were to post this item online, I would use words like novelty, bumblebee, prairie, cottagecore, grandma core. Next is this loft mock neck plus size blouse, and the sleeves are like sheer, and so is like the neckline. It's like lined amongst like the base, the main portion of the torso. It's lined, has that beautiful ruffle in the center. Keywords for this would be floral, Victorian, ruffle, even romantic. I got this one mainly as a style-based pickup for $5. It does have this cute, no way. Guys, I just realized it's missing the other tie. Like, look, it has the string on this side, no string on this side. That's a bummer. That's a big old fat bummer, because it's really cute. It is a size large, and it's new with tags. Maybe this is something I keep for myself because it is my size, and I just cut off this string. It's cute, right? So guys, that is a reality. That is a reality. And I looked this piece over like 3 times, and I did not notice that. I did not notice that. So if it did have the string, I'd list it between $20 and $25. And I've used words like Western smocked because of this. I could even use prairie, ruffle sleeve. I mean, this is such tragedy. Next, I picked up this cardigan. It is by the brand Live and Let Live, size extra large. The first keyword that immediately came to my mind for this was witchy. So you can see that. So like witchy, autumn, whimsigoth, celestial. It's like a velvet material. Even like Renaissance or enchanted, like those kind of words. Like, that's what I would use for this. Very cool. Here's the back. So again, I paid $5 for that. We'll hopefully list around $25. Next, I just got a bread and butter Carhartt t-shirt. Here's the logo. And it has the long sleeve arm logo as well. So that's a classic Carhartt. Listed for $25. I'd definitely take $20 for it. Paid $5. Usually a really quick sell. Honestly, whenever I thrift those and they're my husband's size, they just go to his closet. He never lets me sell them if they're his size. This was also a style-based pickup. It is just a cute little dress It is a size large by the brand Trixie, which I think is just like a typical boutique brand. For this, I would use things, definitely I would use the word smocked for this waistband. Smocked, ruffle, old money, quiet luxury, classic. I could use the word like fairy for this. I'm not quite sure. Maybe not fairy, but like coquette girl, soft girl, feminine. All right, next I have this J. Jill size large tall pickup. I never see J. Jill, and in the past, like, I don't know, 2 weekends that I've been going, I found a decent amount, but it's never the plus size. And like, I see people online saying the plus size sells better than the regular, but this is a large tall. So I picked it up. I think it's cool. It reminds me of very like holiday, winter, Christmas. That's kind of the vibe that I get from this. So I picked it up for that season, especially. I think it's beautiful. $5. I think I can definitely flip this into $25. It is like, I don't know if you can tell, but it is sheer. Yeah, you can kind of tell. It is sheer with this like print on it. It's very beautiful and it's very soft. Hopefully get $25 for this. This shirt, I have no idea. I looked it up and the only thing that came up was like Korean websites, but I think that it looks cool. So I'm going to keyword the heck out of this. It is a South Korean t-shirt, because it had like all the websites were like translate from Korean, and then it was like Seoul, South Korea or whatever. So I'm gonna have to keyword it up, but it's very interesting. So for this, I'll use keywords like graphic tee, boxy tee. It's definitely a boxier cut, relaxed fit, unisex, crew neck, just things like that to try to get a little bit more traction. But honestly, I think that's really cool. I think people will maybe gravitate towards that. Next, I have this Angie vintage Angie dress. Here's the label if you haven't gotten Angie's before. I've sold it a few different times. Angie. This is a size small, but it is stunning. If this was my size, I would for sure want to keep it. But it is a maxi dress. And this is her. And then in the back, she just had like a crisscross shoelace, lace up. That's what it is, a lace up back. So the dress does have a side slit and a little ruffle at the bottom. So for that, I would use keywords such as vintage, retro, boho, hippie, floral. That really covers it. Let me see if there's any others I would use. I made a list of keywords and I organized them like into categories, and that is what I utilize whenever doing my listings to make sure I'm really like using all the keywords that really describe that item to try to like boost the opportunity for it to sell. And so for this in particular, like this one I'm like, you can just look at that and think of the keywords like boho, hippie, floral, even whimsigoth or things like that. So let's see. Some of the ones that I haven't thought of that are on this list, you could use festival, earthy, artisan. Those are great keywords I would not have thought of that I do have on my list. So I think this will sell well. I plan on listing this between like 30 and 35. All right, next we have another pair of these American Eagle pants. I picked up one of these in my last video, and it's getting really great traction right now. So I went ahead and picked up another pair. Just like a utility style American Eagle pant. So with the hammer loop and like cargo pockets. So for that, I just do like denim utility workwear. Okay, this one I picked up. It is a vintage new with tags piece. The brand is Simply Irresistible, but honestly, I picked it up more as a style-based piece. This is her. I think she's stunning. And then it does have this little like cinch tie in the back. And for this keywords, I would use like peasant, fairy, crochet. Like this can just fit into so many categories. So I really feel like this piece fits into that classic cottagecore category, but I feel like it also fits into that like fairy whimsical category. So I really like that piece. I think that has plenty of keyword opportunity. I bought it for $5, hoping to sell it for around $25. Okay, and lastly, I got this item. This is the brand. Again, didn't really get it for the brand, LVN. But it is this like high-low button-up sleeveless top. And yeah. So I need to look into it a little bit, but it does have this raw hem. So raw hem would be a keyword I would use. Sleeveless. I paid $5 for that, and I think I can hopefully get no less than 20 for it. So yeah, that is the haul of everything I got today, and I will get all of that listed probably next week. I am 1 week ahead of schedule on my listings, which is really good. I do have a whole bin of items that my mom and grandmother have brought me for free to get listed. So that is all the things I'm listing this week, and then hopefully next week I'll get these things listed. So yes, I guess technically I do have a little bit of a death pile, and I know a lot of people really hate having a death pile, but I like to have some things on hand to be able to list if I need to, because as a part-time reseller, like, I do have a full-time job, and my job is one where I can get mandatory overtime. I can get called in. There's things like that that can happen, and so I need to have some things that, like, I can just list when I need to and may not need to go to the store. And while we're here and doing a little chit chat, I'm thinking about starting to also source at places such as, like, maybe the online auction or the Goodwill bins, because I do have a Goodwill bins here in the Dallas area, but I've gone like twice and it was terrifying. It was like such an experience. Like, there was people everywhere, and like there was this group of like young, maybe like 16 to 24-year-old boys, and they were just like, I don't even know, like, they were, I want to say intimidating, that's not the right word. They were just like, I didn't want to be around them. I didn't want to like be near them. They were definitely resellers, and they were definitely more like Y2K type of resellers, looking for like t-shirts and like cool like vintage finds, which isn't necessarily all that I'm looking for, but like I like that stuff, so I would pick it up too. But I don't know, they were just like very intimidating, I guess is the right word. I'm not sure, but like I didn't want to be around them, and then there was like a lot of people, so it wasn't the best experience. And maybe it just like takes getting used to, but to be fair, I also went on a Friday, and maybe a Friday isn't the best time to go. So trying to see if there's another day during the week that I can maybe try it. But yeah, I'm looking at going to the bins, looking at sourcing at maybe like the online auction, because right now I do primarily source at garage sales and estate sales, and that season is coming to a close. Like, that season will end when summer ends. And so I'm just trying to expand my horizons and what would be a good use of my time, especially as a part-time reseller. How can I get the most, bang for my, not buck, but for my time. So yeah, I am excited about what I do have and what I showed you guys today to sell, especially some of the things that my husband gave me, and some of the finds that I found today. I'm also really looking forward to my booth opening. It is supposed to open in August. We are just waiting on the city to get some things done, and then we can move in. And then so basically what will happen is like the city has to go in and like approve everything, like bless it, and like do the inspection and that stuff. And then we'll have a weekend where we all as vendors get to move in. And then hopefully that next weekend we will open. So I would say maybe like middle or end of August we will get to open the booth, and I will totally bring you guys along for that and show you all the journey of what that is like. But for right now, I'm just kind of waiting, and I do have a lot of money from my business invested in my inventory for the booth, so the quicker that I get that open and those things selling, the better. So I'm excited for that to happen. I am still selling on PANGOBOOKS. You are welcome to use my code in the description to get $5 off your first order on Pango, not just from my shop, but from any shop on PANGOBOOKS. And then online reselling is going really good. I got great sales this weekend. I will do a what sold soon to show you guys. And yeah, thanks for tagging along, and thanks for coming along for the ride. This has been super fun, and I'm excited for the next one. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.